What's going on, everybody? It's KBR Sports, the best sports podcast of your 24-hour day. Hopefully everybody's having a great day so far, getting everything kicked off. You already know we got to kick things off by letting you guys know if you ever wanted a central location where you can find all Brendan Abin content, you can find that at my new website, brendanabin.com, which has episodes of the podcast, my blog, and other content you can only find on brendanabin.com. So make sure you go check it out. And also, follow and subscribe to the KBR Sports Podcast on Rabble TV, Spreaker, SoundCloud, iTunes, and YouTube. That way you receive notifications whenever the KBR Sports Podcast is streaming live or when a new episode is posted. And also, follow the KBR Sports Podcast on Twitter at KBR_sports, where links, topics, and podcast updates are tweeted. And finally, y'all, make sure you comment, like, and share your favorite KBR Sports episodes to give your opinions on any topic and to show your support for the podcast, because you know I always love when you guys do that. Definitely means a lot to me. So definitely go out and try and do that, y'all. But just to get everything kicked off, man, I just wanted to kind of get into the topic of talking about the NBA because of the fact that we have so much going on with what seems like a looming free agency period, and just the kind of standstill wait for everybody to see what LeBron is going to do, which I'm about to get into for a second. But before I get into that, let me just kind of kick things off with this. So do you guys ever have that friend that you feel as though you love that person to death, but you know they kind of get angry or irritated very easily, or they kind of act in ways that make you feel like you have to walk on eggshells when you're around them? So you love having them around, and they make the environment so much better, but there are little things to them that make it so that it's very difficult to want them around at all times, and that sometimes their presence can wear you out because they're just kind of high maintenance. Well, guys, for that person that I kind of have an equivalence to the NBA is LeBron James. The question I end up asking is, LeBron James a gift or more of a curse? And what I mean by that is basically saying LeBron James has been the most sought after free agent in the NBA dating back to 2010. Each time LeBron has become a free agent, the entire basketball world has stopped on its axes. Both franchises he made his free agent destinations in the Cleveland Cavaliers and Miami Heat won championships a year after LeBron's arrival. LeBron is the caliber of player that makes any team a playoff team, and with some help, a championship contender. And it's one of the gifts that come with LeBron joining whatever team he goes to. It is one of the gifts that come with LeBron landing on your team. You instantly know that you have arguably the most important component in all of basketball to try and chase the title. However, the same thing that makes LeBron's presence a gift can also work as a curse at times. LeBron makes teams playoff contenders with his arrival, as stated earlier. But like I also said earlier, his teams are title contenders with some help, usually requiring that other team to have at least two other all-stars LeBron sees himself playing with. In 2010, LeBron joined Miami, where Dwayne Wade already resided and where Chris Bosh had elected to embark to, making him the final piece to what many felt was a team destined for multiple championships due to their overwhelming talent. You guys remember that Miami introduction? Not 2, not 3, not 4, not 5, not 6, not 7. Everybody pretty much felt as though that team was destined to win a championship, and it was a team centered around those three stars, with other pieces filling in on mid-level exceptions and veteran minimum salaries. A team which was built around LeBron filling in with shooters and stretch bigs in order to maintain enough spacing for he and Wade to operate on the floor. A similar circumstance occurred in 2014. LeBron left Miami after Wade's health had declined, and it seemed as though the team's championship window had closed after losing to the San Antonio Spurs in 5 games. He returned to Cleveland, where a budding Kyrie Irving was on the roster, and the team had all but ensured a trade for Kevin Love as well. A trade that resulted in the Cavaliers getting a proven star that could space the floor as James needed and provide in other ways as well. However, the trade also resulted in the Cavaliers sending a talented Andrew Wiggins, a 2016 first-round pick, Anthony Bennett, a trade exception to the Minnesota Timberwolves, a move that cost the Cavs in youth and future assets, particularly Andrew Wiggins. Nonetheless, the Cavaliers filled out their roster with veterans in a similar manner to Miami, and it got them a title. LeBron has been the driving force for much of Cleveland's success over the past 4 years. However, he could also be the force that drives the Cavaliers into the abyss if he departs again. I said earlier that LeBron is one of the best to ever uplift whatever team he is on and make it a contender. However, his arrival normally means that the roles of the stars accompanying him will change in an effort to make it all work. An adjustment Chris Bosh, Kevin Love, Dwayne Wade, and most importantly, Kyrie Irving can attest to. Kyrie is a star in every single sense of the word and was a perfect complement to LeBron. However, due to the structure of LeBron's contracts, he always held a trump card over the Cavaliers, threatening to leave if the franchise did not build a title team around him and prove they do whatever it costs to build that title team. A set of circumstances that, LeBron has earned, but also alienated a player such as Kyrie, who would be left with a roster fit for LeBron in the case that he did leave. So Kyrie left first. It was also a situation which prevented the Cavaliers from ever fully pursuing all means to improve the roster because they never had a commitment from LeBron. Proposed trades such as those for Paul George could never be executed since LeBron was never cemented in future plans. Now with free agency upon us, one of LeBron's many choices are the Los Angeles Lakers, a team built around a young core of Lonzo Ball, Brandon Ingram, Kyle Kuzma, and Julius Randle. The same core that could be blown up to entertain LeBron's desires of another star residing in LA before he makes the plunge. Particularly Kawhi Leonard, who would have to be traded from the San Antonio Spurs. Trading for a player of Kawhi's caliber would easily mutilate the Lakers roster. A roster filled with talented, versatile, and young role pieces that LeBron's Cleveland and Miami teams were devoid of. And those are pieces that he obviously needs to go up against Golden State, because you need to be able to switch when it comes to pick and rolls with Golden State, and you need young guys that have the energy to keep up with Golden State and that have enough skill to be able to score on the other end of the court as well. While the move would improve the team, of course, it wouldn't make them better than the Warriors anyway, especially if Paul George stays in Oklahoma City. Kawhi is a player who will be available in 2019 free agency and can be signed by the Lakers without them having to sacrifice their core. However, any free agency pitch becomes much sweeter when it sounds like this. A pitch with LeBron James and a young versatile team of Kyle Kuzma, Brandon Ingram, Lonzo Ball, and whoever else anchoring it. LeBron has yet to be the magnet that pulls other stars to come play with him. Unless you include Kevin Love, who the Cavs traded for, and then he decided to re-sign with them. But even remember that summer, everybody was talking about how, Kevin Love and LeBron don't have the best relationship and all this, and LeBron had to go and call Kevin Love to his pool and all this weird stuff. I don't know. But this can be the moment where LeBron is the first domino in building something that didn't already have someone else's fingerprints on it. It's all about whether or not he wants to take that chance. All right, everybody, if you ever wanted a central location where you can find all Brendan Abin content, you can find that at my new website, brendanabin.com, which has episodes of the podcast, my blog, and other content you can only find on brendanabin.com. So make sure you go check it out. And also, follow and subscribe to the KBR Sports Podcast on Rabble TV, Spreaker, SoundCloud, iTunes, and YouTube. That way you receive notifications whenever the KBR Sports Podcast is streaming live or when a new episode is posted. Also, make sure you follow the KBR Sports Podcast on Twitter at KBR_sports, where links, topics, and podcast updates are tweeted. And finally, most importantly, make sure you guys comment, like, and share your favorite KBR Sports episodes so that you can give your opinions on any topic and to show your support for the show, which is always appreciated. And it's been KBR Sports with Brendan here. I'm thankful for everybody that tunes into these videos. Next video, hopefully, we'll have LeBron's decision hopefully by then, and I'll definitely reflect on that and the decision that the Lakers might make in deciding whether or not to trade for Kawhi Leonard with the ransom it seems like the Spurs are asking for, and then Paul George's own decision and whether or not he might stay in OKC, which now reports are saying he might not even take the full 5-year contract. He could take a 2-year deal, which a lot of stars seem to be doing now, but taking shorter deals so that they can maximize the salary cap and whenever it goes up or whatever the case may be. So a lot of news that could be coming out this next week, so we'll definitely be looking forward to that. But until then, guys, I'm out.